shout out to Spider Farmer. Spider Farmer's had a place in my garden for a number of years. One of my favorite lights is the SE5000. This light fits a 4x4 tent perfectly. If you're looking for a high quality light for a budget price, head on over to spider-farmer.com and check out an array of lights. Everything from the SE series to the SF series, you're going to find a light for your budget. If you check out the SE5000, you're going to look at it about $539. This is a light that's probably going to last you a very long time. It's full spectrum, it's dimmable, and it's going to fit that 4x4 tent exceptionally well. Use promo code PIGEONS420 to save yourself a few dollars off at checkout and to help support the show. A huge shout out again to Spider Farmer for helping to support today's show. Go on over and get yourself a new light today.
What's up? How is that, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome in to Tea with P. I hope you guys are well. Hope you guys are warm. Kicking it fly today, baby. Shout out to everybody turning up tonight. This is your one-stop shop for all things nudes, culture, science, health, you name it. It starts now. Huge shout out to the band. Kicking things off, doing their thing back there, loud and proud. You wouldn't believe me how much it costs to hire an orchestra to provide the music around here, but we did it. Huge shout out to Mrs. P with the same dance routine. Oh, doesn't even change. Always doing the same thing. Shout out Mrs. P. Huge shout out to Cam Z. Do we lose it on that one? We lose it all together? Oh, there it is. Huge shout out to Cam Z, who's asking the question that everybody else wants to know in the chat. Who showed up for Mrs. P? Huh? Who showed up for Mrs. P? Huge shout out to Cam Z for asking all the questions everybody wants to know. Huge shout out to everybody in the chat right now. I see over 185 people, and we're just everybody coming in, taking their seats right now. So come on, take your seats. Please make yourself comfortable. Huge shout out to Rob, CLTV. Huge shout out to Dusa. Huge shout out to ICANN. Huge shout out to Mr. Grow It. Huge shout out to Troy with Northern Scrogger. Huge shout out to the Growers Gauntlet and everyone who's putting on their show with just incredible gardens. You guys are doing a fantastic job. So hats off and full applause to you guys. Just kicking ass. Well done. Well done. Thank you guys for everyone who showed up from the Growers Gauntlet. I see you guys got chat right here so I can stay in the loop the whole time. Thank you to everybody who showed up to the from the Growers Gauntlet. We appreciate you guys. Thank you for coming in here and just bursting down the door. We've got quite a show in store for you today, and it's a good one. It's a banger. It's a long one. We got some in store. Wonderful conversation in regards to the pesticides update that we got. More recalls have hit the stage. Well, we've got an update on that. Some incredible claims are being made as well by West Coast Cure. We are going to check in on that. We've also got a company threatening a YouTuber with violence. Yes, we're going to be talking about that. We're going to be talking about so much more. But before I get too much into the show, I want to give a huge shout out to you guys for pulling up, staying true, and being here every single Wednesday, 9 p.m. Central. This is your one-stop shop for everything that's going on in the community, in the culture, in science, health, nudes, you name it. That's where you're going to find it here. This is Tea with P, where the T is beer and the P is me. And boy, Mrs. P, how you doing over there?
Good.
Hey, she's doing pretty good. You're looking good. Thank you for keeping the wheels rolling over here. You're doing a fantastic job.
Always.
Good. Want to give a huge shout out to our patrons too. Huge shout out to our patrons. Thank you. Rolodex is going to come up here shouting out all you in the inner circle. Thank you guys for your patronage. If you guys would like to sign up to some behind the scenes content, if you guys want some not seen anywhere else content, if you guys want new videos every week that you won't see anywhere else, go to patreon.com/pigeons420. Pretty much all day grow advice. Whenever you need it, I pretty much am available to hit you if you hit a crisis mode. So go and check that out and see if there's a tier that speaks to you. Patreon.com/pigeons420. Guys, before I get even too far, I want a few housekeeping items I want to say. Huge shout out to everybody who showed up to the last week's show. Wow, Mrs. P, biggest live stream we've ever had here on YouTube.
I know, it's crazy.
Pretty crazy. That was pretty crazy. And it was awesome that you guys could all participate in it. Not only was it the biggest live stream that we've had here on YouTube at 300 plus people that tuned in, it was also one of the highest viewed videos afterwards as well. So huge shout out to you guys for showing up and being a part of this, because honestly, it wouldn't be anything without you guys, and it just tickles me that we can still, put a little bit entertainment factor into your Wednesday evening. Fill the question that I've got here for you tonight, guys. It's pretty much the one you're familiar with. What are you smoking? But I also want to add, what are you smoking on? My favorite piece to smoke on is my jet filtration, baby. What are you guys smoking? I see CLTV in the chat. I see Dabarino in the chat. I see Despicable Dabs in the chat. What's up, Flock? Good to see everybody. That's not the chat. That's the Flock right there. And tonight, we are flying high. It is great to see you guys. Cheers to Sal. Sal's in the house. I'm sure Frankie's in here too. Shout out to, those are my newscast partners putting on the show, holding down Church with P. The other night. That was fantastic. Huge shout out to you guys. Really appreciate you too. It was a great conversation. I see Mr. Dabman as well. Rusty smoking the skunk #1 in paper. And a boy rolling himself a jizzy. I know what Mr. CLTV is blazing on.
I feel like CLTV is blazing on blood.
Yeah, he's got everything but the kitchen sink rolled up right now into a bleezy. Yes. I see Bagel in the chat. What's up, my brother? What is up, man? Quick is here too. Thanks for the convo earlier, man. Jumped into you on Discord. My Discord is also available. I'll get a link in the description if you guys wanted to check that out. Flock Proud, Juddy. Great to see you, man. Always that GMO. I'm glad to hear that, man. Bong with grape kush for sativa shower. That's what I like to hear. I'm smoking on some a little bit of a blend between Chill Out OG and some Northern Lights tonight. So that's what I'm going to be blazing on. And, of course, I'm going to be just getting a little bit of wobbly pops on as well. I see Barina. Yo, what's up, Barina? And ICANN Organics. Good to see you. Shout out to my boy, Matt. Shout out to you, man. It's great to see you, brother. Some guy with the Gelato Punch cookies. Hey, let's go. What's good, ICANN fam? It's great to see you, man. So, as I mentioned, we've got a bunch of stories to come. We also had a sit-down with Tom, the CEO of Seedsman. Seedsman was hit recently with a cyber attack. We sit down with the CEO of Seedsman to hash that out and kind of get an insight as to what happened and what's going on in regards to their response. That's going to be later in the show. Huge shout out to Seedsman, as a matter of fact, with all transparency. They're actually a sponsor of the show too. So if you find yourself looking for some quality genetics from a number of quality breeders, head over to Seedsman. Use promo code PIGEONS420. Let them know I sent you. Okay? Cheers, friends. This hoot's for you, all right? Oh, yeah. So, my friends, we've got a lot of stories to cover tonight, to be frank with you. And no shout out, Pete Reese. I see you over there. I'll get you a shout out. I see you. These episodes are pre-recorded, okay? So it's hard for me to actually see the chat as they are live. You know? So good to see you in the chat, guys. Before I do dive into the nudes, I do want to remind everyone that if you would like to have an impact or a say in regards to the stories that we cover here on Tea with P, hit me up over on X, at Pigeons420. That's where I do a ton of reading, trying to stay up in regards to what's hot, what's not, what's going down. Typically, I can keep up with what's happening as it happens over there. It's a little bit crazy, but that is how it happens. I recommend that you go over there, hit the follow. If you don't use it, it's all right. I understand. You can follow me on Instagram too, at Pigeons420. If you want to come check out my grows, I got tons of grows going on. And, you know, from the 4x4 to the propagation to the smart box, you name it. I got tons growing on, and I'd love to share it with you. You can follow me there, so come and check that. Excuse me, come and check that out. Someone say, you a fool. I am a fool, 100%. And if you're just gathering that by now, you're in the right place. You're catching on. You're a quick one. Guys, it's time to jump into the nudes. What do you think? Shall we? All right.
Canna News. All things culture, science, and health. Your one-stop shop for all things Canna News.
Okay, so the drama continues, ladies and gentlemen, and or the plot thickens. With 12%, my battery just died. 12%, my battery just died on there. So I'm going to try to read it on there anyways. The plot thickens in regards to the story about the pesticides in California's legal herb market. For those that don't recall, give you a quick recap. There was an article by the LA Times that was released, partnered with Weed Week, that essentially released information or claims that there is a number of pesticides that are found in legal product within California. We kind of looked into that, and well, it was hard to see where the clarity was in regards to the information. Some of the biggest names in the game were mentioned here. We mentioned there was Stizzy that was involved, West Coast Cure was involved as well, and we kind of tried to figure out where the story actually was. With skepticism, we read the story by LA Times, but wanted to see where were the where were the results? Where were these tests? Why was this being hidden from the people? And who was benefiting from a hit piece like this on the legal cannabis market in California? And needless to say, we ended up diving into a couple videos. I recommend you check them out. You can find them on my channel. And we found that there was some people that were willing to take action in regards to finding some answers around product. Well, long story long, insert West Coast Cure. Today, or sorry, I believe it was actually this week. It wasn't today.
It was updated today.
It was updated today. But this week, there was a recall of 5 West Coast Cure, what does that say? West Coast Cure marijuana products with pesticides. And
You want me to just scroll?
yeah, you can scroll. I unfortunately can't read it because my actually I can pull this up right here. There was the recall of the pesticides. So West, and it's MJ Biz?
Yeah.
Perfect. I'm just gonna give the beginning readings of this. So California regulators on Tuesday announced 5 more cannabis product recalls related to banned pesticides in a scandal that has rocked the market for the past month, referring to the article from the LA Times. According to the Department of the DCC, the recalled products were all vape oil cartridges and pens produced by West Coast Cure, one of the state's top-selling brands, with distribution into hundreds of stores. They mentioned the brands that were recalled. You have the Birthday Cake, Lemon Cooler, Lucky Charms, Slimer, and Watermelon Sorbet. Sorbet? How would you say that?
Sherbet.
Sherbet
Is essentially
how a normal human being would say it. Yeah. They said that all products contain chlorophenifir.
Sure.
A banned greenhouse pesticide typically sprayed directly on leaves to combat caterpillars, fungus gnats, mites, and other pests. So immediately, the owner of West Coast Cures makes a post on his Instagram claiming that there is something else involved here. You want to run that clip?
Mm-hmm.
What's up, everybody? It's your boy Jay Cures, and I hope you're having a great day. Now, me, I'm having a wild one. I can't even make this shit up. There was an LA Times article that came out a little while ago against us and a bunch of the top brands in the space. Total bullshit, by the way. We were the only brand that spoke up, and we immediately opened our doors and invited strangers to come and test stuff off our shelves. You can see it below on my highlights. We immediately got a recall, right? Which is pretty funny, and what a coincidence. It's from the same LA Times article with the same product from 9 months ago from the same disgruntled labs. Fast forward to today. We put out a press release. Less than 1 hour after the press release, right, there was an article by MJ Biz put out, and we read it, and it's saying that there's 5 recalls from us, which is news to us, so because we don't know about it. We called the DCC immediately and said, is there a recall? They said, yes. We said, oh yeah? Well, is this public record or is it public knowledge? And like, you haven't told us yet. And they said, oh yeah, it's against our policy. We would put it on our website and notify the operators first. But somehow it's already published on MJ Biz. Now there's just way too many coincidences. I'm not sure if it's the Chads trying to take the culture out and take us legacy operators out, or if it's the media trying to look for a clickbait, if it's the DCC trying to cover their ass, or some of all of it combined. Either way, I'm going to continue not to go for it, and I'm going to continue to try to figure this out. Don't drink and drive, smoke and fly. What's up, everybody?
That's okay. So needless to say, it does kind of pose the question in regards to due process. Was it followed? Doesn't really sound like it. Sounds like the media got a hold of this story before he did. And the only way to verify this would be through his own word. So whether or not to take it for what it's worth. But then he also says this in the next post.
Here we go again, y'all. I put out a video, and what do you know? Our retailers start getting the recall email. Crazy coincidence, I know. But let me break it down for y'all. There's an article that comes out. We're the only brand that fires back. Boom, we're the only brand that gets a recall. We're the only brand that puts out a press release. Boom, we're the only brand that gets 5 more recalls. Well, listen, we're just getting started. Now I'm about to go do a podcast, tell my story, and tell y'all more stuff like this bullshit class action that was filed the same day as the article. And honestly, now that I think about it, we haven't even been served from the class action lawsuit yet. And the only way we even knew about it was from some reporter from some article. It's just so many coincidences. How do they seem to always know everything before everybody else? And listen, after this video comes out, I'm assuming they're going to drop some more recalls. I got some thinking to do. Don't drink and drive, smoke and fly.
So, again, as you can see, whether or not it's right or not, it definitely poses some kind of question. The LA Times does not post the results, or the government doesn't post the results of these findings when the LA Times released its article, there was no actual report. It was just spreadsheets of information. So unless we're seeing receipts, and again, the owner, one would assume, not assume, but in order to provide the people of California this product, their product has to go through scrutiny, has to go through testing, has to go through many levels of quality assurance before it hits the streets. This is legal stuff. So why is pesticide being found? What's happening to the product when it leaves the shelf in, say, an analyst's hand? What happens between there and the laboratory? Because it seems pretty consistently that there is a disconnect, because this is the legal process letting the legal process down. If this is the case, again, we dove into who benefits from putting out a hit piece like this to the legal market. Who benefits? Big tobacco, big pharmacy, big alcohol, all benefit from the further suppression and scrutiny on the legal market of our plant. Some people misunderstood when I said that the last time. They said that I was getting upset at whoever it was in the video at the time. I think they were saying that I was criticizing Elliot from Catalyst. And they said that, I said, no. The attack on the community is from the LA Times. In my opinion, and this is where I can get in trouble, but hopefully not sued, it is fueled by possibly the pharmaceutical industry. We pointed out that the owner of the LA Times is a bioengineer. He's a bioengineer billionaire, biochemist billionaire. He has money in pharmaceuticals. He has wealth in pharmaceuticals. So it's, I don't have to even put on a tinfoil hat here to kind of connect the dots to assume that one isn't related to the other. Now, LA Times is going to tell you that they have editorial freedom and it has nothing to do with that. But tell me, if they came with a story against whatever pharmaceutical drug or pharmaceutical whatever that he was developing, they brought a story that was damaging towards that. Would they? Not going to answer because I wouldn't know. But I pose the question to you. What do you think? Do you think the LA Times, the LA government has a rap on this? Has the best understanding of what's going on in regards to pesticides in our product? Or is there something afoot here? I'm a pretty reasonable guy. And I can't wrap my head around the entire situation. Somebody is lying. Somebody needs to be held accountable for deceiving the people. Who's it gonna be? What do you think? And if you want to talk to me about this in deep more, come check me out at Pigeons420 over on Twitter, X, okay? Because that's where I have a lot of my conversation. That's where we can meet up. You can at me under stories. You can whatever, okay? Because that's where I want to have a conversation. So if you want to add anything to this story, if you think that one party or the other is not telling the whole story, I want to hear from you. I don't think something's right here, but I'm curious to hear from you guys. So thank you guys for being here. I appreciate you guys for tuning in. As the title should or does kind of allude, we have a company that is threatening a YouTuber with violence. Why? Well, we're going to dive into it. Eric Kahn, YouTuber, content creator within our space, a canna creator, if you will. He is on the consumption side of things. He is one of now two of the hosts on Pine Park Podcast. And he resides, or I think he's in LA. He resides in LA. He put out a video, and I have this video here, in regards to a review of a pen. This is a high-class extracts pen, and he doesn't give a favorable review. And we've got that video.
Do you want me to start it from where it is?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, there's added terps in here like a motherfucker, bro. This tastes like distillate and terps, I'm not gonna lie. This doesn't taste like fucking... What in the... Bro. Nah. This shit's gonna kill me. I mean, the city's a vibe, bro. Check this place out. It's a beautiful mix of like old architecture, new architecture, you know what I'm saying? Dude. This shit just tastes so damn artificial. I think that's the main thing that's coming to my mind right now. This doesn't taste right. It doesn't taste like weed. It doesn't taste like fucking, it doesn't even taste like added real terps. You know, some people add terps and they're like botanical derived, cannabis derived. It's like, it's supposed to taste like weed, but it's still fake terps at the end of the day. This isn't even like that. This shit is like, I don't even know why I took another hit. Fuck.
So, look at Mrs. P. No, she's spinning over there. You can see her. So that's Eric Kahn. For full disclosure, I never actually met Eric Kahn. However, he does kind of jive with some people that I jive with as well. And I'm a fan of his. And so if there's any kind of bias or any kind of, bro to bro kind of excitement, I'm trying not to expose it. But Eric Kahn puts out this video, puts out an honest review, and doesn't speak highly of this pen / concentrate vape cart, if you will. Well, then it turns out that the owner, or I guess the account of, I'm not really familiar with this. I'm not really familiar with carts in general because we're in Canada where none of these brands can exist based on the government's policies. So I'm not 100% familiar on this brand. So the brand posted this on their story and essentially said, someone tell me where at the Eric Kahn gonna be at next so I can slap the out of him on IG Live. He wants views, so let's give him the views he's asking for. He's right though, it's just distillate and terps, exactly what we advertise, with a little crying face emoji. One is to assume that this is probably the owner or somebody high up with the company, and to think that they would threaten violence on another individual, another person. Forget that he's a creator. I think violence is just never the right answer. And to think that that's acceptable. This highlights a very huge issue that we have currently in the space. He actually handled this very well and then tweeted this. No, that's okay.
It's a little big.
It's a little big. So,
Let me just adjust.
there we go. That's all right.
That's not gonna work.
So absolute goofballs are mad. Their pen is trash. Or sorry, so mad I called their pen trash in a video review. Now he's threatened me. Ha 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 ha, I'm dying. Don't claim your pen is quote unquote live diamonds, then get mad when I call out that distillate bullshit. Shout out to the real ones producing good meds. And then just scroll down a little bit, he's reacting to that account and that particular tweet. First of all, shout out to Eric Kahn, man. Eric Kahn handling this like a G. I'll be totally honest with you. He's far more versed in carts. I quite frankly, I could tell you if there was added distillates, or sorry, added terpenes, if they were like cotton candy or Kit Kat or something ridiculous. I just don't use carts enough. So I'm going to take his word on it that this particular cart kind of tasted fruity, kind of tasted off, kind of tasted fake is kind of what I was trying to say. So this kind of highlights the issue that we face today between creators and businesses. There's kind of this notion out there that creators have to say good things about the sponsors or about the people that send them product or the people that they review the product of. This is a prime example of someone who speaks his mind, says, I personally don't like it. I think it tastes like ass, and I don't think you should buy it. Well, I don't even think he said that, actually. I'm not going to put words in his mouth. You heard what he said. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. That is an honest review. And if you, as the owner of a company or a product or a whatever brand, and you can't take an honest review, then you're in the wrong space because you're not going to please everyone. And if you think you're going to please everyone, you've got another thing coming. And if you think you're going to bulldoze and just mean fist your way through the community and the industry like this, you're not going to last. Your company's not going to last. Your product's not going to last, because not only will I shout from the mountains that you're an asshole, but I will make sure, and I know others will ensure, that no one buys that product again, because that's trash. Now, one could possibly assume that maybe this is a fake account because I looked into it. They only had like 4,000 followers, and I wasn't maybe that I not maybe that is a lot, but I would figure a brand like this, like for comparison, West Coast Cure has like 400,000 followers on their Instagram. Now, I know it's not the same. West Coast Cure is a much bigger brand, but I'm just saying 4,000, like you would think it'd be a little bit higher. So it's possible that this could be a fake account. However, I just don't think that, I don't think creators need to have this on their plate when they're thinking about how they're going to review products, because people think we don't give real reviews. And I'm sure some people don't. I can only speak for myself. I'm going to speak honestly about a product. I'm going to speak as if I'm going to buy a product, even if I had the pleasure of not purchasing it and someone sent it to me. I'm going to make sure that I run it through the mill so that someone who's going to spend their hard-earned money on it is going to understand that they're getting either something they want or something to avoid. That's my input. Now, I know I can just tell you that on the internet, but I've bitched about products. Have you ever heard about a Bluetooth grinder? Probably not, because it didn't get off the ground, because it was a piece of garbage. And I couldn't stop talking nasty about it because it just trash after trash after trash. But anyways, I digress. The honest reviews are out there, but this is the consequence if you're going to make it. Okay? All right. I ask you guys what you think. Was Eric a little over the top? Do you think maybe his review was a little too harsh? Or do you think he was in his field? He was in his realm of exactly what he does as a profession. His review was honest and high class, which is kind of ironic that that's the name of the high class is the name. No, not classy at all. Stay classy, America. Yeah. Stay classy, high class extracts. Damn. But that's the story. That's my opinion, but I want to hear from you. Bluetooth grinder, you say? Yeah, you've heard of such a thing? May I trouble you for another beverage, Mrs. P?
That grinder will be the last thing I hear about every day.
I have more stories. However, the iPad died, so that's what died on me.
I know.
Oh.
Do you want me to?
I'll pull them up on my phone. Actually, no, I'll read them on the monitor. I have Jeeves here holding up a screen. He's doing wonderful. He's kind of teetering a little bit.
Can you see them
keep it
there?
straight? As long as we'll go full, so I can read them, some of them. But actually, as a matter of fact, you know what we will do? We actually this just in. We had a sit down conversation with the CEO of Seedsman. For those that don't know, Seedsman was breached via a cyber attack, I guess is the best way to say. And they have they've taken precautions. They've emailed. Well, I actually had a sit down with Tom, and I'll let him actually describe exactly what happened in regards to the Seedsman cyber attack. Tom, thank you for meeting with me. I know it's kind of been an unfortunate circumstance that we had to sit down and have a conversation, but I want to thank you for sitting down, having a conversation with me. Just kind of want to dive right into, you guys were hit with a cyber attack. What happened?
Yeah, so we became aware that one of our servers had been breached. We were contacted by a number of clients at the end of May who had been notified by security software that they were using that their data was out there on the dark web. And we had one or two and we're like, right, what's this? It seemed a little bit strange as it came through on our B2B side of things. And we started looking at it and a few more came in, at which point we raised it with our developers. And then in the end, we got by the end of May, about 20 different inquiries. So we went into kind of full investigative mode and closed, extended access to servers, so limited it to the very essential people on our team, so our team and our developers team, and really started to have a look at things. Yeah, and then from there it became apparent that we had been breached, so we took on it started employing a cybersecurity firm who our developers introduced us to do a deeper dive and to do a third-party audit really on everything to do with our security. Yeah, we kind of took advice from all sides because we operate in different countries. We wanted to make sure we were doing the right thing. The first thing really was to to find out where the leak may have, or the breach may have happened, and then to make sure everything was tight and secure, and then ultimately to notify everyone who was affected as soon as we thought that we were safe enough with our systems to do that. In that process, we also took some legal advice. We had to report it in the UK, where our head office is, to a body called the ICO. So it was registered there. You know, we were then taking advice. We kind of knew we had to tell customers, but there was a little bit of caution because of the nature of the data and the products that we sell. And we wanted to make sure we were doing it absolutely right with our systems tight, and kind of confident that we were on top of things. So I think that the email went out to all those affected around the 18th of May. So about 18 days after we kind of initially first thought that something might have happened. It became apparent later that the breach happened, we believe, on the 3rd of April, having identified where it happened, which wasn't immediately apparent to begin with. We then kind of narrowed that down and tracked it down essentially.
Okay. You answered quite a few questions there. So it took about 18 days to kind of get a response, and then, or to understand what was going on, to get a response, and then to move forward. How many people do you think were affected, roughly?
So we know that there was about 780,000. So this was a big amount of data. It was people that had accounts on our website between 2018, I think it was May 2018 and December 2022. They weren't necessarily people that have bought. They weren't necessarily people that had all their information there. It could have been emails, names, addresses, phone numbers, but it wasn't full records for everybody. And yeah, it was, like I said, December 2022 and prior. And there was absolutely no financial information and no passwords that they took.
That's a relief.
Not that other data isn't important either.
Of course. No, of course. And you said when you found out, you found out via the dark web?
So we found out from customers initially. We then employed a cybersecurity team who found some reports on the dark web where a lot of this stuff goes round. And it was available on the dark web, but it is no longer available. But we can't guarantee that will always be the case. But the data has been removed at the moment.
Okay. And of course, without getting into too much detail, what are you doing about the attack? Can anybody be held responsible?
So we can try and find the persons responsible. It's a pretty murky world when you start going on the dark web. I don't know if you've ever done it. And there's a lot of hacker forums and people doing things quite openly, but they use Tor browsers, they use VPNs and the like. And I think generally our impression is that, police and law, fraud protection, and that is so overrun with these things and can't quite deal with them. We've reported it to fraud action in the UK. Beyond that, our cybersecurity team are carrying on doing investigations. They believe our systems are tight, but we are going to have continued penetration testing with them. So they test everything on all of our servers. The server that we were using is now being decommissioned. And yeah, they're now absolutely testing everything else.
Okay, Tom. And then how can we guarantee, or can we really guarantee that this doesn't happen again?
We are confident now that it won't happen again. I don't think, in all honesty, you can ever 100% say that. Any company can 100% say that. Let alone ourselves. When you see, the amount of banks and financial institutions, cryptocurrency companies and the like who you'd expect to have big budgets and very tight security, putting out similar emails to what we had to put out. You can't absolutely say 100%. We are in a better position than we were, and we are striving to do better every day. We're looking to attain something called ISO 27001, which is a certification for data security. And we're putting all of our staff onto cybersecurity training, because the kind of progression of these criminals continues. You know, one thing may get nailed down with software or whatever, they're very innovative and new things come at you. Phishing, spear phishing, there's, you know, so many different things that can come at you these days. A load of things that on text message and WhatsApp you can receive from people you don't know. There's just hundreds of them. So we're putting all of our staff through extended training with the idea that that's repetitive and done every 6 months, to stay up to date with, you know, what people are using most, and to make sure that we're fresh on things. And then it's just allocating a budget each year to ensure that we're on top of this and ahead of the game, really. I don't think we were behind the game. I believe we were unfortunate, but really now is having had this happen to us, having let down our customers, is now really to make sure that it absolutely never happens again, and that we're leading the industry in terms of data security and cybersecurity as a whole.
Brilliant, brilliant. And Tom, if anyone had any questions in regards to this whole thing, is there a place where they could go?
Yeah, so we invited, when we notified everyone who was affected, if you haven't received an email, do check spam folders and the like. If you're at all concerned, then get in touch with us through our website, through our ticketing system. And, you know, we've had a number of people requesting to have their data removed, which we've done, and that's done in 48 hours. We've had some people asking, you know, what data do we have on them? And as long as we can identify them with emails, then we can provide that information and then either remove it or not as to their wishes. But yeah, to come through the website, come through the ticketing system on the website, and we'll respond super quick at the moment.
Tom, thank you very much for sitting down with me. I appreciate it. I do know you guys let us, the influencers who were working with you guys let us know right away, gave us as much information that you had right away. I was impressed by the way that you guys were very forward about the information that you had and the sequence of events that occurred. And I was very satisfied in the way that you guys handled an unfortunate event like this, regardless of the nature. I think being forward-facing, honest, and transparent with your process, it works in your favor. And I commend you and your team for working quickly and swiftly on trying to get on top of this. Tom, thank you. Thank you. CEO
An absolute.
Go ahead.
Absolute pleasure, and thanks to you. And yeah, sorry to any of those affected. We really do take this very seriously. We let a few influencers know before we sent that email out, because there are people that are tied to our business, and we wanted to make sure that they were very aware and in tune with it. Otherwise, there is a page up on the website. If you Google Seedsman data breach, that we're going to leave up there, and we will update with our progress in terms of certification and all the training that we do, so that people can see the progress that we're making.
Awesome. Thank you very much, Tom. Appreciate the conversation. Thanks for meeting with me.
Thank you very much. Have a nice evening.
Thanks, Tom. Want to give a huge shout out to Tom for meeting with me. I want to say that that's probably one of the best ways that one could handle that kind of situation, because, you know, there could have been a lot of, well, let's just say, had he mentioned anything about whittling canoes for blind kids, I honestly think the reputation, the company would have had a tough rebound from that one. So huge shout out to Tom for meeting with me, guys. What do you guys think? I'll be honest, cyber attacks, cyber threats are a real thing. And the reality is that it's not if, it's kind of when. And I feel for anyone that had their information jeopardized, but this is kind of an awakening call to everyone that we need to start changing our information. Make sure you're changing your passwords, okay? I've gotten used to making sure that I change my passwords every so many days, okay? All your passwords should be changed every so often.
I kind of live in this like weird nut house that I should change them every so often. I know it's a pain in the ass. You can't auto sign into things, but at least you can live under the kind of expectation that it's going to be a little bit more difficult for people to get that information from you. Okay? So the onus is on us. Huge shout out to Tom for making the right call to get to the bottom of this right away and kind of just hit the hammer on the head in regards to this is the solution. We're going to make it happen. It can't be easy, but yeah, huge shout out to Tom for meeting with me and having that conversation. But I pass the information off to you. Are you taking precautions to avoid cyber threats in regards to changing your passwords, having two-factor authentication? That's another huge one. When someone logs on somewhere, you should be notified that, wait a sec, someone logged in. I hope the answer is yes. And for the sake of anyone who's maybe fish in the chat, everyone must say yes. Okay. Okay. My necklace keeps smacking the mic. You hear that?
It's like the first time that it's really been bad.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Okay. Make sure that don't happen again, boy. I'll put it away. Put this away. Shout out to Mrs. P. You got it for me. I also didn't realize is it sterling silver? What is it? This material.
Silver.
Stainless steel?
No, it's sterling.
Oh, it's sterling. Did you know that it scuffs up and you got to clean it every so often? I didn't know.
You're hanging out on the microphone.
I didn't know. I'm on the mic. Oh, I see. There we go. I'll get it. It's like a dance, right? It's like a dance, like a jive. Shout out to Bud Trainer for a really nice shirt. I really like this shirt. Very nice color. It's good. Yeah, it fits well. Shout out to them. In other news, ladies and gentlemen, if you're in Florida, can you imagine this? Florida legalization campaign has raised more money than any other ballot measure in history, any other CANA ballot in history. As it's, you can just zoom out a little, just on the, yep, control and the wheel. Yeah, look, boom, baby.
I want you guys to know that I set up like everything tonight on my own.
Mrs. P's telling you, she set everything up tonight. She did.
It out.
She's setting up the show. She did a great job. You should see the smile on her face. Gets me excited. She does a great job. And huge shout out to Mrs. P. It has raised more money than any other CANA-related ballot measure committee in a single election cycle ever, and is the most funded measure of 2024. Sorry, this is where I now have my stories. Florida is on its 5th try to legalize recreational CANA with a ballot initiative, and more money is pouring in to support the measure than any other like it before. If it passes the 60% supermajority required by the state to ratify ballot measures, Florida would join 16 other states and territories that have legalized recreational CANA by ballot measure. Boom! However, I didn't pull the story up. Florida's not making it easy. We covered this story a little while ago in regards to DeSantis is actually putting forward laws that'll pre-ban anything. So it's not looking good in regards to recreational, but at least it's nice to see that there is money behind it, because let's face it, money speaks. And if we can get some kind... Sorry, I didn't have a wedgie. I got my mic back here. It speaks to hopefully the amount of support that this measure has. And hopefully we can move forward on some positive measures for Florida. Shout out to Florida, because I was watching, we're going to get into memeing some weed tonight. And I was watching some Floridians doing some dances that I couldn't show because it was to Smash Mouth Superstar or All-Star. And it was just completely copywritten. And if I play it, we'll end up getting copywritten strict again. And I'm not doing that. So we're not going to watch that clip, that's for sure.
That's okay. It looks like you have a lot of Floridians in your chat.
Yo, we got a lot of Floridians in the chat?
Yeah.
Shout out to my Floridian friends. Let's go, man. Yo, shout out to Floridians, man. Florida's a beautiful place. The only thing I'm only afraid of with Florida is hurricanes. I much deal with polar bears and blizzards up here and mosquitoes. Do you guys have mosquitoes in Florida? Because then if you do, then I really am only avoiding the hurricane.
Yeah.
So here's something for you, ladies and gentlemen. Are you trying to sell your house? Well, turns out the proximity of where you live next to a dispo might have an impact on how much your house sells for. Normal is presenting this. This is an analysis. Proximity to canna retailers associated with rising home values. Analysis assessed the relationship between canna retailers and home prices in 3 states, Colorado, Michigan, and Oregon. Researchers examined annual increases or decreases in median home prices in zip codes with a dispensary compared to median home prices changes. With a dispensary compared to median home prices changes in the surrounding zip codes. Researchers concluded that homes located in towns with dispensaries experienced on average an annual increase in home value of $4,400. Annual increase. That's not a one-time increase. That's an annual increase of $4,400 based on how close you are to a canna retailer. So it's not even necessarily a dispo, even a smoke shop. The findings are consistent with those of several others which have reported increased home values for properties located close to licensed cannabis establishments, as well as in states that have enacted legislation. Yo! That's the bomb, man. That's crazy. So tell me the government isn't right out to left field in regards to its regulation around our plant, when even the housing market is showing that it's the positive. There's a positive on even just the association of proximity to housing prices. Annual increase of $4,400 in those streets, in Colorado, Michigan, and Oregon, I think is what I said. Yeah. Pretty crazy. That's pretty sweet, man. So keep that in mind. If you're trying to sell your home and you've got a related business next to you, stack on $4,400, baby. Do that. Do it for you. Don't do it for me. Do it for you. Huh? That's pretty sweet, man. That's pretty sweet. In other news, it turns out this might be pretty big in regards to the rescheduling of anything and maybe the longevity, the duration or the time it's going to take to see some legalization of our plant in the United States. I'm going to read this article by word. That's the best way to read it, I guess. I'm going to read this article word for word. That's
telepathy.
put in my head, yo. I'm going to read this article word for word because it took me a second to understand really what's happening here, and then maybe we can dive into this a little bit more if there's any misunderstanding, and I'll try to make sure I read it well enough that we can understand it. So the Supreme Court. This is from the M&M marijuanamoment.net. The Supreme Court nuked cannabis rescheduling with its Chevron ruling. The regulatory state has been in full force, ironically, since 1984, with the institution of the Chevron doctrine. Okay, so I'll continue. Chevron has required courts to defer to the experience of administrative agencies when the legislative intent of an underlying law is ambiguous, which made it a cornerstone of how regulators and businesses interact. Okay, I know there's a lot to unpack on there, and then the reason I'm kind of reading it slow is because I didn't understand it, and I'm not going to say I'm very smart, but I had to read it a few times. Miss P's laughing. She's like, I get it. No?
Read the comments.
Oh, the comments. Good. Do I interpretive dance? 100%. You're right. You're right. Can you fill it in, baby? I need this full. Okay. Okay. On Friday, the Supreme Court's appointed Republican majority demolished the doctrine. Okay, no, I can't. But that was wonderful. That was fantastic. On Friday, the Supreme Court's Republican-appointed majority demolished the doctrine, overturning the broad authority of the administrative state and raising fresh questions about how canna will be regulated moving forward. So, this doctrine, which I had actually never heard of before, allowed administrative bodies to kind of regulate the interaction between businesses and the state, essentially is what that said. Or regulators, so the state, regulators and businesses. Now that the Chevron doctrine has been overturned, the authority, let me continue, regulatory oversight and enforcement weren't perfect in any field under Chevron. And in cannabis, regulation has been a unique frustration to operators because the regulatory infrastructure is still being built and the norms are still being defined. So it is tempting to look at anything that curtails regulation as a positive for cannabis. Okay, so essentially what happens is you have these administrative bodies that are creating regulations between businesses and them, which is allowing them to interact. Now that the Supreme Court has squashed that doctrine, administrative bodies don't have the same authority as legal bodies and or the Congress. So now proponents essentially people against our plant are now going to be able to use the justice or the court system as weaponry to further push their cause. Because now it's not a regulatory issue, it's now an administrative/legal issue. So again, I know it's a lot to unpack. Mrs. P loves clam juice. But the reality is that it leaves a lot of unknowns to where our space stands in regards to rescheduling, descheduling, or any scheduling at all. But law firms, big legal, is essentially licking their chops at this going, wow, we're going to be soaking up so much money. So, needless to say, as with anything, I want to hear your opinion. You can @ me at Pigeons420 over on Twitter. That's where we get the nudes. Most of the nudes, any nudes, you can find me at Pigeons420 over on Twitter. What are you smoking, ladies and gentlemen? What are you drinking? But I want to hear your opinion on these because this stuff matters, ladies and gentlemen. And I don't care how I got to describe it to you, okay?
They
because
want you to wrap it next.
It matters, okay? I can't. And can you explain to me what part of this demeanor makes you think that I can rap anything to you? Okay? Has Marshall Mathers given you a false expectation of this physique?
That all white
Okay.
folks can rap.
All right. Thank you guys. Again, I want to hear from you guys in regards to any stories. One thing I wanted to point out, okay? Here's something that just grinds my gears, all right? That needs to be a segment change right there.
You looked right at me when you said that.
Here's something that grinds my gears.
What is it?
The hypocrisy that happens within this space, ladies and gentlemen. Sometimes I wish, not only, I was going to say, where do I go with this? Sometimes I wish, it's all but size doesn't matter. Sometimes I wish that YouTube's enforcement of its policies and regulations and community guidelines was universal, was the same. It was even amongst everyone. It doesn't hurt me to give Vice News a shout out because Vice News is got millions of subscribers but gets hundreds of thousands, if not millions of views every single month. But Vice News releases video after video after video about our beautiful plant and seems to me gets no kind of regulatory kind of repercussion, if you will. They posted this video. Actually, you can show it. They posted these videos, the YouTubes.
Do you want them full or just beside you?
Just beside me. They posted these. This is a video here on how to roll a canna cigar. I can almost guarantee you if any one of us, okay, chilling in the flock right now, any one of us put this video out, it would be heavily age restricted. Heavily age restricted. To the point where I shouldn't even be showing it here right now. No, whatever, a little example, it's fine. Of course they were smoking it. It's not a real canna cigar, YouTube, because it's not real when it's on my channel. It's got to be fake. But yeah, they can get away with just about everything here. Actually, and even just a couple months ago, they released one where they were talking about some kind of underground growers and yeah, it's that one. It's what does it say? What's the title of it? Something about. Is
the
that
Amsterdam one?
Yeah, that one with the full red. That one, yeah, the Amsterdam one.
How Amsterdam weed dealers get around the 500-gram limit.
How Amsterdam dealers get around the 500-gram limit. Now, some would argue that this is educational pigeons. This is news pigeons. They have a right to be there, pigeons. 99% of the growing community is about education. I shouldn't say 99%. Some of us are about jackassery and entertainment. However, a lot of my colleagues are in this for serious business. Okay? They're great at what they do. They're great at growing. They're great at displaying the plant. And they're here to educate people and share the community. Look at people like Hi Again. Look at people like Homegrow. Look at people like Mr. Canuck. Look at people who are really just putting out pieces of content to show people how to create or how to grow great product. They're educating the people. But yet they get hit with such a heavy age restriction anyways. Right? That's frustrating to me. Yet here Vice News is, they can put out just about anything they want without zero repercussion. So shout out to Vice News. They either have someone at YouTube that they're soliciting or they're doing it just much better than me, because I haven't figured it out yet. We're still getting age restricted over here. Just about every T with P once we find out about the or once we get through the, I don't know what I'm trying to say. The videos get age restricted after we post them. Boom, full stop. Ladies and gentlemen, that's the nudes. This and it's that's reverse. Okay, all right. I didn't edit that. Nope, I can beatbox too, believe it or not, but I'm not going to. What do I look like? A monkey? Like I'm gonna dance for you? I will if you pay me. Just kidding. But if you go to patreon.com/pigeons420, I might just dance for you. And speaking of, that's a great opportunity to give a shout out to all my patrons who support me over on the Inner Circle, guys. Thank you guys for being a part of the Inner Circle. If you want to be supportive, and head over to patreon.com/pigeons420, you can get yourself on the board right here. And you can also get yourself some behind-the-scenes content, some grow advice, some stuff you won't see over here on YouTube, some old... my Patreon's full of content. You guys have to come check it out. It's kind of one of those things I don't really talk about, aside from right here when I'm live. But I think you guys would really enjoy it. Go and check it out. For as little as $2 a month, we check out gardens over on my Discord. You can be a part of that as well. It's called the Purple Velvet Room. So for $2 a month, we'll throw your Discord over on my Twitch, twitch.tv/pigeons420. And we'll go and check it out. We'll stroll through your garden. We'll smoke a little weed. We might hold hands. Nothing homo. And we'll go and check out your gardens. Okay? We'll have some fun. Go and check it out. Patreon.com/pigeons420. That was a great promo. I should have wrote that down. Guys, you know what happens after the nudes. Everyone's favorite segment. What segment is that? We're gonna meme the weed.
Meme the weed.
Yeah. If you would like to have or see anything, actually, if you want to participate right now live as we go, you can at me at Pigeons420 over on X. And if there's something wild growing on in the community and you want me to check it out, I'll do it right now. I will. We're live. We're going to check it out right now. But before I do, I'm going to pack this bowl. I'm going to ask you, what are you token on, ladies and gentlemen? Right now, we're going to be checking out my my Twitter. I try to keep this, again, I call it Twitter, but it's X. Are you guys calling it X or are you calling it Twitter? I want to hear from you. Or I think Elon might be calling it Twitter X. Twitter X.
Why?
I don't know. Something I was thinking about. And I also realized that we had a pop culture story that we're going to be mentioning as well. I forgot about that. Did we pull that one out? We didn't even, did we?
No.
Yeah, we didn't. Remember it though? We went through it.
No.
Yeah, we did. Yeah. Remember it was Justin Timberlake. You're like, is it about Justin?
Oh, no, I have that pulled
Oh,
up.
do we? That's okay. We'll meme some weed and then we'll check it out because it's pop culture and
Yeah, I have that one pulled up.
people
But I have it pulled up.
people don't even know what I'm going to talk about.
With the meme, the weed.
Boogie 2988 into some hot water. ladies and gentlemen. I'm sure you may or may not have heard about that already. He's on a downward spiral, going nowhere. But yeah, it seems like he's trying to. I guess we'll just talk about it while I'm just sitting here having a hoop. It seems like he's trying to scam people out of Digicoin, or what's it called? What's Coinbase? No.
Bitcoin?
Crypto? Bitcoin? No, Bitcoin is crypto.
Okay.
Crypto scam coming out of Boogie2988. What a loser, man. This guy's scamming his community. It seems like scams just don't fall far from the truth. That guy, just a loser. I don't know if he really has cancer or whether he was pretending to have cancer, but
I have no idea what you're talking about.
me neither. Don't even worry.
Okay.
That's the story that I was referring to.
Oh, okay. I haven't read it yet.
No, that's fine. No, we're not even going to go into it. Fatty. Yeah, fat coin. Pimpy knows what I'm talking about. It was fatty coin. Fatty coin. And yeah, it was Lahu Zahur. Dad Marino knows all about it. Cheers, friends.
I enjoy the questions of, has anyone met Mrs. P, or is she just AI?
Questions are, has anyone met Mrs. P, or is she just AI? She's just AI.
Rob has met me. And
Rob met my AI.
And so has Mr. Growit.
Oh yeah, everyone met her.
And if you look real close in the Vegas videos,
Yeah, there's a girl in there.
I make some cameos.
Yeah, there's a girl in some of my videos.
But I don't like to be on camera, so not very many.
Yeah, there's girls. There's girls in those
There's
videos.
girls.
There's a girl in the video.
I'm not the ones with the feathers on my head.
And that's great. And that's great. And that's great. That's a great thing. So we're gonna meme some weed here, ladies and gentlemen. We're gonna take a look at some of the best moments found on the internet in regards to weed.
You want big screen?
We'll start little, go big.
Start little, go big.
Start little, go big. What's the first one we got? Oh yes. Yeah. Start little, go big on this one. Yeah. This is the kind of stuff I like. Now, go ahead and run it. Like we can even. Yeah, the amount of work that goes into putting these together is awesome. Is so time consuming. You could throw it big. Check this out, guys. Look at this. How this burns. Just all. Ooh. Tell me that's not mesmerizing. Just a little bit of. Oh.
This is my favorite part.
Oh, that's my favorite part too. Are you, ladies and gentlemen, are you smoking that with a friend, or are you smoking that all to yourself? For me, based on how that was lit, I'm smoking that with a friend. I'm gonna smoke that one with a friend. I do smoke joints with friends. That looks really dope. That looks really, really cool. I didn't make it this far in.
It's very artistic.
A lot of these I just see and I'm like, oh my God, we gotta check these out. We gotta watch this. Oh, yeah, that was really cool. That was a beautiful melt. I like the way that came together. Ooh. I know we show a lot of malarkey when it comes to the bud process, but yeah, that was pretty nice. That was pretty nice. That was gorgeous. I like that. Yeah, you're gonna smoke it with a friend. I'm gonna smoke it. I'm gonna smoke with a friend. I don't think I could finish that whole thing in one sitting. Not a chance. Not a chance. What's the next one we got? Is this some Yabba Dabba?
The snowy one.
Oh, this is the shit I don't like. Yeah, this is the shit I don't like. Okay, so explain to me. I need some context to this, and maybe I could have done a deeper dive, but as soon as I saw this stuff, I gotta be like, I don't like this shit. This is trash to me. This is garbage. I don't think people should be buying this. This is nasty. Ugh. And like, what is it coated in? That is not trichomes.
I have a guess.
Token says snow caps, like he knows. What is a snow cap, Token? Do you do the infused flower pea? Depends on what it's infused in, yeah. Lick it. Yeah, no. No, I feel like my mouth will go numb if I licked it.
That's kind of what I feel like it's coated in.
Is it a cocoa puff, I guess? I don't know. Cocaine? Yeah, cocaine.
Do we age ourselves by calling it a cocoa puff?
I don't know. I don't like it. I don't like it. Yep. No bueno for me, ladies and gentlemen. That's a no bueno for me. There are tons of videos that I see that have people that are rolling up quality product and then turning it into something like rolling it up in some shatter or not shatter, but on resin or rosin. or they're rolling it up and, rolling it into trichomes, like a bunch of keef. I love that stuff. I love that. That first joint we saw, I love that. That's someone that took the time to piece that together and make a little front on the end of it and set it up for the camera. And I like that. I like that. I'm not a hater to putting things together, pieces together. I'm a hater for people passing off shitty product as whatever the hell that was. In the chat, maybe it's just because I am not cultured. Chat, maybe I say chat, but you guys are the flock. If you're here this long and made it through, you guys are the flock. Okay, flock, what do you think? Are you a yay or a nay in regards to that product right there? I want to know. Just yay or nay. Yay or nay. Maybe I'm just uncultured and I'm missing something when it comes to the presentation. Yeah, the presentation. Okay, we got a yay. We got nays, mainly nays. No, a lot of home growers. Are you home growers too, though? Because you might be a snob.
Bring it back up.
All right.
I don't have it up anymore, guys. Sorry.
It's gone. Yep, it's gone. Just picture a white nugget. A white nugget, a nugget of ivory. A nugget of ivory. So yeah, there's a couple yays. Okay, so maybe I'm just uncultured, and maybe everybody that's saying no is you guys are all home growers. You're snobs like me, and you just think that people can grow their own and they don't have to do it like that. So, and maybe someone's gonna hit me up and be like, "Yo, pigeons, let me break it down for you. I want you to break it down for me. Okay, I want you to break it down for me."
In that true world with some fighting words. Florida Panthers, 2024 Stanley Cup champions. Who were you rooting for, pigeons?
Oh, the Florida Panthers. Yes, the 2024 Stanley Cup champions. Yes. You know what? Hey, huge shout out to Paul Maurice. This is where we dive in viewers, like 50%. You know what? Paul Maurice, who is the head coach of the Panthers, was the head coach of the Winnipeg Jets. For those of you that don't know, I'm a Canadian. I live in Manitoba. Winnipeg is the capital of Manitoba. Sounds like I'm talking Greek, but they have a hockey team. Paul Maurice was the head coach. He went down to Florida, took him 2 seasons to win the cup. I personally think he had a lot to do with that, even though Florida's an incredible team. To see him take it so humbly and to still give his head nod to Winnipeg was incredible. Almost got chills when I heard that speech. So who was I cheering for? Go Boston Bruins. Would have liked to see Edmonton win because I'm Canadian, but you know what? Seeing Paul take that cup, man, it's bittersweet because they took out the Bruins 2 years in a row. So, yeah, hey, cheers to the better team. Shout out to Florida. Now, here's my only gripe. When I watch those Stanley Cup parties and I see 12 people in the crowd, I'm telling you right now, my town of 1,000 people would have shown up in droves if the Stanley Cup was here.
Every person.
And it would have looked more populous than every single Florida Stanley Cup event. So get out there if you're in Florida. Go see the cup. Get a picture of it, okay? Okay? What do we got?
Anyway, this one is getting Flintstoned.
Oh, see, I like this one. This one brings back some nostalgias. You want to throw this one big so we can kind of soak in this one? Look at this one. Look at this one.
Oh.
I like this is the Flintstoned.
Nope, apparently I can't.
I like this. So that's Betty and Thelma, Betty and who are the girls from Flintstones?
Remember Wilma.
Wilma. There we go. Betty and Wilma. There we go. Look at that. Look at that. So I don't know if it's AI, but I like that. They're getting Flintstoned.
Oh, it's definitely AI.
Oh, hunnits. But I love it. That's sweet. Yep, that's sweet. And there's another one, yes? That goes with that one or no?
No.
Nope. Good.
No, just that one.
Oh. I was making up my own AI in my head.
That's okay.
I see a lot of internet throughout the days, and it's hard to remember what's on. Which one?
Oh yes, the future of smoking.
Okay, the future of smoking. Okay, this one. I remember this one. This was I think did we cover this one? Check this out. So, oh no, this one. Oh, I thought it was the other. Oh
No,
yeah.
No.
The future of smoking. Does he get it, ladies and gentlemen? Does he get it? Looks like he's using a DJI Mini 2, possibly. Looks like mine. He's trying to light the bowl. Ladies and gentlemen, full execution, wonderful position, and success! Epic! What a play. That is how you do it. That's wicked. I didn't actually see him finish. I'm pretty impressed. That man needs to breed. Okay? Make sure that man reproduces. We need more of those men in life. Okay? Okay? Is that the future? Could you imagine? Just chilling, and none of them are quiet. So it's hey Tim, yeah, you want to have a little, yeah, I don't know. I can see it catching on. What do you think?
Maybe they'll be quieter in the future. They'll sneak up on you.
Maybe, or they won't. I know it'll be just tough for us to live through. It's like the chair toilet. It's not comfortable, but it works. Okay? That's good. What else we got? Oh, can you relate, ladies and gentlemen? I like dogs and weed and
It won't let me.
just scroll down. And 14 people.
It won't let me.
You can't even scroll down.
No.
Oh, we're being robbed. There we go. Oh, execution was flawless there.
Yeah.
And about 14 people. What does it say? And what? 14 people?
Maybe.
And maybe 14 people. Can you relate or no?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, it's less than 14.
Definitely less than 14.
Definitely less than 14.
Well, maybe like 6.
Maybe 200 that stayed in the chat this long. Because if they stayed this long, you were a real one. Okay, so I like weed, dogs, and 193. Okay, 193. The real ones. Okay, the real ones.
I bought that shirt for my girl. Nice. I like it.
Oh, it's a shirt?
Apparently.
Oh, of course it is. That's awesome.
That makes sense.
That's awesome. I hope she loves it. Or did love it. I don't know.
I want one now.
Oh, Mrs. P's looking for a new shirt too, as a matter of fact. Actually, as a matter of fact, if you, speaking of shirts, we do have merch. If you guys are interested, that's you can go to thepigeonscoop.com/merch. Had to read it like that, say it like that, because that's how I read it. Read slow, so I speak slow. What else we got? Oh, yes. Oh, we got some excitement? Oh, okay. So who's buying this? Who's buying this?
100% me.
And are you using it? So yes and yes, or yes and no, or no and no.
I would try it once.
You got to smoke out of it one time. I remember when I was a kid, I made a pipe in math class out of a rubber eraser. Yep, out of an eraser, and it was good for the first couple hoots, but then I feel like it was kind of not very good. There's another one, isn't there?
There is another one.
And this, what? Website isn't working for me. Oh my gosh, Mr. Grow It. Alexander, yeah. Can I get you to fix... Yeah, the website isn't working. Mr. Grow It's having problems with it. I got that. Thank you, Chris. Appreciate that, brother. I would probably find myself with this one as well, I think. I would probably get this one too. I'm a Bond guy, and I would definitely build a Lego piece, and I would definitely have it at least displayed. I don't know if I'm smoking the plastic, because unless you're putting like some kind of titanium bowl in there, you're probably getting some form of non-greatness. So great conversation piece, though. Okay, great conversation piece. All right, that's something to consider. What's the next one we got? We got.
Oh, the one I didn't want to watch.
Oh, which one? Which one? She didn't want to watch a couple of these.
The guys.
The dudes?
Yeah.
Oh my God, we should have started with this one. And I'm so okay. First, bring it to me. Take away the Lego. Appreciate it. First of all, for all the men in the chat, Okay? All the men in the chat. All right? I need you to reach down deep, and I need to ask yourself, what would you do when it came to the sheer primitive action of competition, baby? What would you do if the only rule was no killing? Okay? No killing. Of course, this is happening somewhere over in either England or Scotland. Check this out.
Make note there are no women involved.
Make note, Mrs. P says there's no women. And she's very quick to assume.
No, I watched.
She looked, she said, check this out. So what's going on here?
This is
Oh!
ridiculous.
Oh, Johnny getting a few lefts and rights. Oh, from Bradley. Oh, and there comes Steve. And you ask yourself, what is going on right here?
I asked you that when you came down because I didn't.
What is going
context.
on? There's so much activity here, ladies and gentlemen, that it makes you wonder, okay, I think I understand. Let me guess. What is happening is there is an Aerosmith concert going on, and these are the people that are keeping them from getting inside the concert. They must be trying to battle themselves for death to get in to see it. You'll be like, no, it's obviously Taylor Swift. Why would it be Aerosmith? And I'd say, you're wrong. You are wrong. This guy, Bradley, he is amped up. Why? Bring it to me. Because, nope, I mean like with the TV, because they don't want to miss a damn thing. Look at this. So, needless to say, these guys, there we go. So Scott's in there now. Scott's just like wailing shit in there too. So this is actually a game. This is a game. They're playing a game right now. Wailing a tune on each other. So I had to do some homework because at first I was thinking, shit, what is this? Is this the back door in January 6th? I can't figure it out. No. Turns out there's a ball. Okay, they changed the scene. In the doorway.
Do you want me to go back?
Nope. In the doorway where those guys were right there, where those guys are trying to get in, these guys, there's a ball back there. There's a ball in the back, and they're protecting it. They're protecting the ball. This is a willful, voluntary participation of manlyhood right here. This is sheer testosterone / stupidity / too many drinks / wife was going out of town. Now they're taking their shirts off and they can't get through because they have them funneled. They have them funneled so beautifully here, and with the funnel they'll never get in. So this is an event where people sign up. The only rule is no killing. I thought the UFC was crazy. Okay, I thought the UFC was crazy, but you can't kick in the balls in the UFC. Nope. Eye gouges. You can do that here. Kicks in the nuts. God, you got to see. You can't help but laugh. Oh, my God. Ruthless. But
Horrible.
Mrs. P says horrible.
Horrible.
Men in the chat right now. Men in the chat. Mrs. P, can I get a beer? Men in the chat, are you participating in this?
Savagery?
Savagery? This is an incredible display of athleticism and bravery. No. I would think. Is this bravery, ladies and gentlemen? Yay or nay?
No.
Men, what do you think? Men, what do you think? Huh?
They need some stash blend in their lives.
They need some stash. Those men have stash blend in their lives.
They've been drinking it instead of using it.
These men have stash blend in their lives, and they're rubbing it all over their face, and they're putting it under their eyes. They're walking into battle like it's nothing they've ever seen before, knowing that they might not go home with both legs working. Eh? Yeah? Righto. God, that's awesome. God, I'm in the wrong country. Speaking of country, huge shout out to Happy Birthday to America. It's Happy Birthday America Day tomorrow, and actually on the East Coast, it's already America Day. I want to give a huge shout out to my American audience.
Independence Day.
It's America Day.
It's not America Day.
Come on, America. Yay or nay? Happy Independence America Day. Okay. I want to give a huge shout out to my patrons. And I don't mean patrons on patreon.com/pigeons420. I mean my patrons, my comrades, my flock that come from America. I know that you guys are incredible. You guys make up 60+% of my audience, and I got a special place in America because you guys are awesome. But I live in Canada, and if it wasn't for you guys, I'm pretty sure somewhere east would have wiped us off the map already. Okay. No, all jokes aside, you guys live in an incredible country. It's beautiful. It's diverse. It's incredible. It's full of opportunity. And just remember that the people that run the country have absolutely no say or ability to take away the beauty and just sheer brilliance that your country possesses. All right? It's almost like they're employed to take that away, but they're not. It's still an incredible place. So huge shout out to America. Huge shout out to everybody who's tuning in. Huge shout out to Independence Day. And remember that no matter what, this beautiful land is full of opportunity, and we wouldn't have what we have if it wasn't for the fact that we were born on the right side of the planet sometimes, right? And, I'm being a little bit generalized when I regard to the right side of the planet. Got to say that because it's 2024 and everybody in France is like, huh? Huh? En français? Oh, pretty good over here, huh? I say, yeah, it's not bad. Yeah, England too. No, just shout out to everybody in America. You're celebrating your birthday. Be safe, be responsible, but have one hell of a great Independence Day this coming tomorrow, this coming Thursday. So shout out to you guys. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's this segment. Meme the weed. Thank you for tuning in. If you guys want to participate in the show and you want to participate in the things that we check out from the internet, head on over to the Twitter/X. I believe Elon's going to call it Twitter X, which would be awesome. Head on over to Twitter X and hit me up a follow at Pigeons420. Just a real rundown at Pigeons420 over on Twitch. If you guys want to watch streams every single day, come check it out. Other than Wednesdays, because I'm live here. But come check out twitch.tv/pigeons420. I'm a gamer at heart as much as I am a father, a husband, and a grower. I think you guys should come check it out because it's more than just gaming. It's hanging out, having a great time, and just shooting the shit. So come and check it out, twitch.tv/pigeons420. Don't forget every Sunday, too, From the Stash drops a brand new episode. Huge shout out to the Gauntlet. They were a huge part of everyone turning up here on time and in style. So huge shout out to Rob for making that happen. Appreciate you, bro. Ride or die, G. Ride or die. If I may, my message to you, ladies and gentlemen, if you made it this far into the show, this is something that just really tickles me because this is you and this is me having a conversation. And I want to thank you for believing in me. I want to thank you for being here, and I want to thank you for participating in the chat. I haven't said it at all, but if you wouldn't mind, can you hit that like button? Because it does help the channel with the algorithm and with making its way through and succeeding. Last week we had one of our largest episodes ever. This one was fucking epic. So thank you guys for being a part of that. You guys are just, seriously, like a best friend. Always there for me, and it means the world to me. So thank you for that, and I won't take it for granted. Fucking legend. Thank you, Automatic Beats. With all and every show around here, ladies and gentlemen, I like to do a community highlight. Because it's only fair that we take this opportunity with the position we're in to give somebody a little bit smaller than us a shout out. So shout out to tonight's community highlight after this. Community highlights. As I sit here and I talk about all the love and all the support that I get from the community, I'm slightly biased when it comes to the community highlights because it makes it a lot easier to choose people that I see shining bright within our community. And someone who shines bright within our community has actually been able to benefit a little in regards to their grow because he's been winning a couple competitions, actually, I saw too. Or not competitions, sorry, but giveaways. This individual is someone who's been a longtime supporter of me. So like I said, these community highlights, heavily biased. Okay? Okay? I don't mean for them to be, but it just makes it that much easier, man. And I want to give as many people who've supported me for as long as they have, give them a shout out for as much and as often as I can. So today's community highlight is Mr. the one and only Tap Roots Growing. Mr. Tap Roots Growing. Yo, Mr. TPG. TRG. Oh, Tap Roots Growing. Yeah, TRG. There we go. I don't know what acronym I had there for a second. I want to give a huge shout out to Tap Roots Growing. He's been making some wicked content for a few years, and he is got a lot to offer when it comes to our beautiful plant, the process and how it grows, and how to handle any and all situations when it comes to this plant. Taproots is always in the chat when it comes to a good show, supporting the shows, supporting me. I see him over on Twitch all the time, and even if it's just to stop in and say, hey, that means a lot to me. I want to give today's community highlight to Taproots Growing. I want to encourage people to also go follow his content. I wouldn't give you a community highlight unless I felt like you could go hit that follow button today and get some quality content from our beautiful plant. Because let me tell you, someday, maybe you want to start making a channel or you want to create content. I would love to have you on the channel as well. And I would hope that maybe some people would come subscribe to your channel too, as they have mine. So if you wouldn't mind, a favor from me to you would be if you would go and visit Taproots Growing over on his YouTube channel. So huge shout out to him. Huge shout out to you guys. I appreciate you guys so much. El Canasur, good to see you. Dabarino, oh, good to see you. Dave Bowling, hello. He has a good show. He has a great show. Yes, I totally agree. There was one more thing I was going to mention.
The Justin.
The which?
The Justin.
The Justin?
Yeah.
I forgot.
Optimus. Boogie.
Oh, the Boogie 2988. I was gonna mention it, but I pretty much already mentioned it, so it's fine already. It's already part of that pop culture.
That was it.
That's it. That's a wrap. That's the show, ladies and gentlemen. We did not have a guest tonight. We had so much to talk about, and I wanted to make sure I got it all crammed in, because guess what? If I get behind in the nudes, it's gonna make it difficult to keep relevant nudes in front of you and in a timely fashion. So we didn't have a guest tonight. We do have a guest for next week, a very special friend of mine, and I can't wait for you guys to meet him and for him to take the hot seat right next to me. Guys, thank you. Right there, that's dancing head. Thank you guys for being here with me tonight. It was an absolute pleasure. One more time, I want to give a huge shout out to my patrons for joining me. I seriously think if you, not only if you want to support the show, which is huge, to head over to Patreon, but if you want to get some grow advice, if you want to participate in things that happen outside of YouTube, I encourage you to go check out Patreon. It's well worth your visit. I think you'll enjoy it. If you were there before, it's a lot different than it is now, so maybe just go give it a peek. Go check it out. I don't think you'll be disappointed. Patreon.com/pigeons420. One more time, I want to give a huge shout out to everybody who's in the chat. Thank you for being a part of the flock. You guys mean the world to me. Seriously, thank you. This show would be nothing without you guys. And thank you for making it a huge success. Huge shout out to Mrs. P in the back, doing her thing. Woohoo! And thank you to you guys for being you and supporting me. This is Tea with P. I will be back next Wednesday, 9 p.m. Central, for everything nudes, culture, science, health, you name it, because nothing is off the table. Where the tea is beer and the P is me. Thank you for being you. I'll see you then. Peace.